Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Zomboat. This is a really hilarious, funny zombie television show. It's a British show. It came out on Hulu. It came out around 2018 or 19, I believe. And it only lasted for one season that we know of. We have no idea if it got renewed or not because there's just no word, no indication. And of course, the pandemic. The stars haven't said anything about it, so just don't know. And I hope to God it's not canceled because I love this show to death. It is truly hilarious. It was a nice taste in the mouth from, The Walking Dead getting boring the last couple of seasons, Fear the Walking Dead just never really being there. And so it was just nice, and it was humorous. It was brightly lit, which most zombie shows aren't. And, it has a great cast. Now, I already reviewed the last 3 episodes, so this will be the series review and also episodes 4, 5, and 6. And episode 4, and then the zombie apocalypse has pretty much been going on for like a day and a half. So, so they've been doing this whole thing for a day, and they realized something. They haven't eaten anything yet. And Amar, he is starving. Plus, he needs some skincare products because he's all about that glistening, beautiful skin type stuff. And so they have a little bit of an argument. Kat doesn't want to go into town because, there's going to be zombies, of course. Now, at this point in time, the zombies are still following them. And so is Joe's one night stand. They still don't understand why this dude is following them and will not stop. No matter how they drop him off or barricade him, he always finds a way to get out. He's searching for Joe for some bizarre reason. And so they decide, okay, they're gonna split up. Kat and Sunny, they're gonna stay in the boat. And then Amar and Joe, they're going to go into town and get some food. And so in this episode, we find out that Sunny is scared of the dark because it's getting nighttime now. And he is terrified of the dark. Kat's kind of making fun of him a little bit because of it and stuff. And she's starting to see what a weenie he is and stuff. So with the other two, as they're inside the grocery store, it's a grocery store that Joe used to work at. And so when they go there, they're greeted by a woman, and the woman tells them, don't let the door close. You see, it's automatic doors. It opens on the outside. It will not open on the inside. So now they're all trapped in there. But, the reason why they have a master key, but the master key is in the manager's office, and they can't get to it because his room is in the back where all the storage stuff is at, and there's zombies back there. So they know they're screwed. And they have no idea how they're going to get the master key. Well, at some point, Kat decides she's going to leave Sunny. So she goes running into the store. And now she's trapped in there. But her being the brains of the zombie apocalypse with all her video game skills, she devised a plan. Lure the zombies away, get in the back, get the key. So she's in a go-kart as Amar's pushing her, and they have a giant radio and they're just playing music, and so they're going down there. And then so at some point in time they run into more zombies, and then they run into more. Then they're trapped, and Joe has to help them out and stuff. Well, at some point in time, Kat reveals to the co-worker lady, because the co-worker lady loves Joe, thinks she's the greatest, but the Kat reveals that that Joe cheated to get that vacation and stuff. See, what it was a employee of the month thing. Whoever wins get to go on a vacation. Joe cheated. The employee worked her butt off and lost, and didn't never know why until now. She ain't happy. At some point in time, when they lure the zombies away, she gets the key and she traps them in the store as she's on the outside, leaving them there to die. And so they're pissed at some point. But later on that night, Sunny ends up conquering his fear, and then he opens the door for them, and then they all leave. Not much of an episode, but it still is pretty funny. In episode 5, we see that as the gang is sailing, you know, Amar's upset because he hasn't driven the boat yet. And so he constantly is asking all throughout the episode, can he drive it? And the girls won't let him. So then they see there's a barricade. There's another boat stopping like their passage. So Joe and Kat got into an argument, and Joe decides she's gonna go to the other boat and she's gonna like clear it out, and then Amar goes with her. But then she decides, you know what? I like being here. I like having my own boat. I'm like my own captain and everything. And she doesn't need the other boat or like Kat and all this other stuff. So they're sailing and they're sailing, but then at some point they run out of fuel and everything. Now Sunny and Kat apparently off screen they started making out a little bit, but that's it. And it stopped because I don't know why, but for some reason Kat just wasn't enjoying herself. And so everybody's teasing both of them because of that. And you know, Sunny's kind of like upset. Kat's just kind of like awkward, like I don't want to talk to you kind of thing. And then you know he starts like talking to her, confessing and stuff. And then eventually she's all like, "Hey, can we just be friends?" So they decide to just be friends, you know. But he reveals to her that you know he is a really like rude person and sarcastic and kind of like lazy and stuff like that. And he's not really sure why he's like the way he is, but you know. Anyway. So as they're going for fuel, they stop and there's a dude who gives them fuel. He's like he has a service like that. Well, he wants money as payment. And they're all like, dude, the world's ended. There's no money. We have no money. He pulls a shotgun on them and tells them, well, now we got a problem. And then they're all like, well, we can't pay you because there's no money and stuff. The world has literally ended. And he's all like, well, I'm just going to take your boat as collateral. So he attaches his boat to theirs, and so they're all going and stuff. And so then it's kind of like, you know, they keep constantly is asking him over and over, like, you know, like, what do you plan on doing with the money? Why do you want the money? The world has ended. He's all like, I want to go on vacation and live my life. And he's all like, and Sonny's all like, I can relate. I just want to be on vacation and do absolutely nothing. And then Kat's kind of just all like, oh, that's a change of your pace and everything. So like so it doesn't make no sense really. Like, why does he want money? He knows the world came to an end, but for some reason he still wants it for some stupid reason. So on the other boat, Joe and Amar, they're talking, and Joe talking about how she doesn't need Kat, and Amar tells her, you know, you really do and everything, because she saved our butts like a lot. And then so like then they keep seeing her one night stand, and Amara is telling her straight up, like, there's something weird with this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he will not stop following Joe. And Amara is trying to tell her he thinks there's something different with this one particular zombie, but Joe does not want to hear none of it. She's in complete denial and everything. The dude with the shotgun, he sees that Joe and Amara are in trouble, so he gets the other two. And so as they're trying to figure out something, she decides, you know, I'm going to set the whole boat on fire, and then it'll blow up, and then the zombies, and this and this and that. So anyway, because there's zombies on that boat now, because the one night stand led them on there. No, he's on there. The one night stand's on there. The other zombies are not. The one night stand's now on the boat. So like, he tosses Joe the shotgun, and she shoots the one night stand dude in the chest, but he's still alive. This doesn't make no sense, because when you shoot these zombies in the chest, they're supposed to die. And Amara is straight up telling her again, you know, there's something strange with that one zombie, but Joe still don't want to hear it. So she sets the boat on fire. It explodes and everything. So the dude, he's pissed because now they blew up his boat. And so like, Sonny's all like, I have collateral for you. You're gonna have Joe's boat. And so he takes it. And then so, you know, Joe and Kat, they reconcile and everything and see that they do need each other. And because, you know, they're sisters and stuff. Okay, the sixth and final episode. Hopefully not the last one in the series, but if it is, it ended in a way that leaves on a cliffhanger. Slightly resolves some things and slightly don't. Now, the last episode has a lot of zombie action. Finally, a lot of zombie action. And we have some origins of the virus. So the gang's on the boat and they're talking. Sonny and Omar are talking. Then they see some people. It's soldiers. And the soldiers tell them straight up, turn their engine off and come with them to the refuge center to get tested. Everybody's happy except for Cat. Cat's all like, just like in the movies, man, you can't trust the government doing like a zombie apocalypse or no refuge center because they always go down. And so everybody thinks she's just talking crazy, and they go there and they get tested. She is the only person who doesn't want to stay there. Everybody else is just like, the guys are like, we're finally going to get to go home and like all this other stuff because they was close to Birmingham and stuff. Well, after some talking here and there, Joe sees Rob. I think that's his name. I forget his name. Like her actual ex-boyfriend. And so like, they reminisce and they kiss. And so they're talking and stuff, and she tells him about like his fling, and she tells him about like the boat and stuff like that, and and so at some point in time, Kat is still doing this whole we can't stay here, and everybody else is just like we're staying here, plain and simple as that. Then at some point, Sonny is starting to like listen to Kat, and he no longer wants to stay there. Amar is upset. He's all like, she's getting into your head. He's all like, yeah, but we've been safe because of her and we've survived since her. They've been on, the apocalypse has happened for about like 2 days or so. And so like, or maybe a day. Cause I think it started, what was it, Sunday, I think? And then now it's Monday. And so about a day and a half. And so like, or a full day, anyway. So, I don't know, that's all a day and a half. Yeah, day and a half. So, anyways, they look out the window and they see a zombie. One of the guards, he like fires on the zombie, which causes all the rest to come. So now the place has been breached. So now they're all like, oh man, Cat was right. So like, everybody's scattering, everybody's trying to evacuate. And then Rob and the girls, they get out the building, but the convoy left without them. So they're like, okay, we're gonna head to the boat. And then Kat's are like, well, what about the guys? We can't just leave them. And Rob doesn't know about the guys yet. And and they're talking about like they're all shipmates and everything. He was like, well, it's my boat and everything. And so they're all like, he's like, fine, whatever, we won't leave him, we'll just get in the boat. He's lying. Well, before that, he asked Joe if she's seen this person. It's a picture of her one-night stand. Now, her one-night stand has finally died because he got blew up in the last episode. And she wants to know why he wants to know about, like, that guy and stuff. And he said because they believe he's patient zero. So, so Kat and them thinks that, or Joe thinks that he's the one who started infecting people, stuff like that. Kat doesn't necessarily think so because she's trying to like piece some things together in her head and things just aren't like adding up. So as they're trying to head to the boat, Joe gets attacked by a zombie and they fight the zombie off and they head to the boat. Well, tons of zombies are coming. And so like they start the engine and stuff. So they leave the guys. And so like as they're there, all of a sudden Rob starts throwing up. He's feeling really sick and his head is hot. He's been infected, but they're not sure how. So Kat makes him like take his shirt off and checks him all over. He has not been bit, so they don't know how he got infected. And so as Kat's trying to start the engine and stuff, there was like a zombie, they killed the zombie, and then it got stuck underneath. So she's trying to clear it out. And at some point in time, the boys show up to help save the day. So they're trying to figure out, or Kat's trying to figure out this whole time thing, or the time stamp of like when the infection started and like the one night fling dude. So he tells them that the flame dude went to some kind of like bus thing where they gave out flu shots. And so it's the flu shot that caused the strain of infection. And so she's still trying to figure something out, but it's just something rattling in the back of her head. So she's doing the math. She's timing everything out. And she's all like, no, it couldn't have been because like the infection started before he came and slept with like Joe and stuff. And so as they're backtracking, they realize Joe had got a flu shot too at her job. And then that's where she met her one fling dude. And then like she kissed him and everything. And then later on they had like did it and stuff. Now at this point in time, Kat has discovered that Joe has been bit, and she lets her know. At first she didn't let her know, but then she lets her know. So Joe's freaking out. So then as Kat is rattling everything in her head, she's like, oh my God. The fling dude is not patient zero. Joe, you're patient zero. That's why Joe has not turned into a zombie yet. See, she got bit like when she was struggling with that zombie in this episode, and so much time has passed and she hasn't turned yet. And so they realized that she, when got that flu shot, she became patient zero, and every time she kisses somebody, she spreads like the infection. So she kissed Fling dude and Robert dude, and so they had to kill Robert. At least they tried. And so, and then so they just head off on the boat and they sail off. And we see Robert, his head comes up out of the water and he's just staring at the boat because he's zombified now. And so it's like crazy, man. See, I wish this show was longer because they would explain more like the virus and stuff and the flu shot and all this other stuff. And so like, yeah, it's just strange because I never saw that coming. I never imagined that Joe would be the one to be patient zero. But this would explain why the fleeing dude is always following her around. Somehow he's like attracted to her and stuff, like a homing beacon and stuff, like a homing beacon and stuff. And so I'm like, man, this show can't be like it really just can't, man. We need more explanation as to like this whole flu thing and the virus thing. And, I just have a feeling this show got canceled and they just won't say. That so sucks. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.